Hey, I'm Dave Knight with the Dave Knight Real Estate Team, and we love being a real estate resource for people. It is a cold, rainy day here in Los Angeles, and I'm here to answer questions that come in on days like this that have to do with repairing a roof before selling a property. So here's what happens. A trustee or homeowner is getting ready to sell their property and there's an active roof leak, or they've had some roof leak in the recent past. What do? Do they fix it or not? It always depends on the situation. There's a couple different factors. So the first one is going to be supply and demand. So what's the supply of houses on the market? What's the demand? So case study, we had a property that was a big ranch house, about 2,800 square feet. So it had quite a bit of roof square footage, and it had 5 active leaks. And they were pretty certain that they needed to fix the roof because of the current leaks. And because there wasn't anything else on the market that matched what we were going to be offering when we went on the market, what we advised them was to, because there was no rain in the forecast, we said hold off, and if that's important to a buyer, they can always ask for credit. Then they can put on what roof they want, and then if there's any problems in the future, we disclose it to them. They carry that liability themselves if their roofer doesn't do a great job. So we went on the market, and the funny thing was, and this is what tends to happen, is what we think is a problem for the buyer is not actually what the buyer is concerned about. So in this case, even though it was going to be a roof that size, it's going to be about $50,000, the buyer actually didn't even ask for the roof to be fixed, even though we disclosed it. They were actually concerned about something else, which cost a lot less. So in that case, we were able to save $50,000. We didn't have any liability because we fully disclosed the problem, explained that there was 5 active leaks, and we were able to basically push that off on the buyer because that buyer was not concerned about that in that case. So it always depends on what the supply is and then the demand. Now, there are times where we will advise to fix the roof. Usually when that's the case, it's more of an entry-level house where the buyer in that case is very likely going to need help financially. If they're at that entry-level property, it's usually a first-time home buyer. And if it's causing active damage that might potentially lead to mold issues, which are big triggers for especially first-time home buyers. So there are those rare occasions where we will recommend doing some patchwork, trying to fix the roof before going on the market. But for the most part, that's pretty rare. Each situation is different. We tend to err on the side of just recommending to disclose the problem, and if the buyer has an issue with it, they can ask for credit. We can give them a credit so that at the close of escrow, they can choose who they hire. They choose their roofer, they choose the color of the roofer, what type of shingles or tile, whatever it is, and they then carry that liability. As a seller, our job is just to disclose, and we always want to disclose everything we know that's factual that could affect the value or desirability of the property. So should you repair your roof, replace your roof? It always depends on the situation. Most of the time it's better to not, but that's where we are always free and available to help answer your questions, to help you make the best guess about what's the most strategic way so that you net as much money as you possibly can from the sale and protect yourself. Make it a great day. We'll see you on the next video.